Life Made Easy, Living in a World That Works for You. Introduction. Let's face it, life isn't always easy. I mean, you know this already if you're reading this article. But there are ways to make life easier for yourself, and that's what I want to talk about today. Sure, things may not be perfect right now, but what is perfect other than a feeling that something in your life should be different? If your feelings have the power to indicate imperfection, then your current circumstances don't have to stay that way forever. You can create change in your reality by changing how you think and feel about things. I have discovered that my whole life is one big experiment. I've come to realize that my life is essentially an ongoing experiment. But now, I'm more the experimenter than just the subject. Every day is a new opportunity to learn about myself and others, whether it's through my own successes and mistakes or those of others. Provided they're open about their experiences, there's always something to learn. The real game changer for me was understanding that my life is a series of responses to questions posed by myself or others. Embracing this, I discovered the true power of creativity lies in the questions we dare to ask. The more we become bold enough to question more, the more answers we uncover, and these answers guide us towards deeper wisdom, freedom, and happiness in life. Let's take the fundamental question: what defines success? Throughout my life, this question has been posed by various people around me, from family members to colleagues. Each person's interpretation of success has subtly influenced my own. As I engaged more deeply with this question, I began to realize that my definition of success had morphed away from conventional achievements like career advancement at a corporate job or financial gain. Instead, it evolved to encompass personal growth, the quality of my relationships, and the ability to pursue passions like writing this blog. This shift in perspective was a direct result of daring to question and reevaluate the standard definition of success, leading me to a more fulfilling and authentic understanding of what success truly means to me. Another question we live the answer to daily is, what does it mean to be happy? This question, often raised in conversations with friends or during moments of self-reflection, prompted a deep exploration within me. Initially, I viewed happiness as a destination, a state to be achieved once certain criteria were met, like securing a dream job, buying my dream house, or traveling the world. However, as I delved into the question, my perspective shifted. I began to see happiness as a journey, an ongoing process of feeling joy in everyday moments, whether it's in a hearty laugh with a friend or the tranquility of a grand rising walk. This realization came from challenging the conventional notion of happiness and embracing a more personal and moment-to-moment interpretation, profoundly changing how I experience life and happiness. I keep an open mind and allow life's surprises without emotional resistance. Maintaining an open mind and embracing life's surprises without emotional resistance has been a transformative journey for me. When you release your expectations and let life unfold unexpectedly, the results can be astonishing. I've always been a dreamer, but as I grew older and my dreams seemed more and more out of reach, I started to realize that perhaps my own rigid thinking was the barrier. I used to believe that to be a successful writer, I needed a literary agent, a publishing company, and millions of readers. All the best-selling authors I admired had these elements, some even featuring on the Oprah reading list. This mindset hindered me for years, preventing me from writing because I was waiting for these external validations first. Can I be a renowned writer without a publishing company, millions of readers, and a literary agent? This question began to challenge my old beliefs and open new possibilities. The path to open-mindedness is challenging, especially when ingrained beliefs dictate a singular approach to achieving goals. This notion couldn't be further from the truth. With billions of people in the world, there are just as many ways to live a fulfilling life, and the person living it is the ultimate judge of its value. I wanted to write, so writing was the part of the equation I controlled, but attracting readers was something I couldn't. Learning this, I opened my mind to the natural unfolding of life. For instance, my lifelong vision was to become a renowned writer. Yet, as fate would have it, I found myself in the field of law. Despite enjoying my legal career, the urge to write persisted. At first, I saw this shift as a compromise or even a failure. Over time, however, I adjusted my expectations. Rather than viewing my legal career as a hindrance to my writing ambitions, I started to see it as a complementary aspect of my life. This change in perspective allowed me to pursue writing, not as a burden or an unfulfilled dream, but as a passion that harmoniously coexists with my legal practice. This balance brought harmony to my life, allowing me to value my legal career while still fostering my lifelong dream of writing. Embracing open-mindedness, now almost a habit, has steered my life down various paths, some delightful, others challenging. Challenges that would have previously overwhelmed me emotionally and mentally now serve as opportunities for growth. I've learned to move beyond the belief that life, others, and even myself must conform to certain expectations. It's not easy, and it requires practice. But if there's one thing worth striving for in life, it's discovering what brings us happiness, fulfillment, and enjoyment in this journey of life, where we can ask bold questions and live out bold answers with all our heart. That being said, keep an open mind. Don't get trapped in a single thought pattern or action. Be prepared for whatever life brings, even if it seems unconventional or goes against previous teachings. And remember to give yourself grace for mistakes. If things don't go as planned, try again without harsh judgment. This is how we evolve and grow. I am only responsible for myself. I've learned that I can't control others' actions, despite my past efforts to do so. The more I tried to make people act or think a certain way, the more stressed and less effective I became, and the more my need to control strained our relationship. The same goes for their feelings. If someone else is upset with me or mad at me, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. It just means that they're experiencing an emotion at that moment in time that they have to work out within themselves. I must learn that others' feelings, or their absence of feelings, should not dictate my own enjoyment of life. Similarly, I can't dictate whether others are happy or sad. What I can do is focus on cultivating my own happiness. Finding joy in my own life often creates a positive environment that can influence those around me. I like to think that by working on myself, I relieve my partner, friends, and associates from having to do that work for me. When you are happy with who you are, life just works better for you. Being happy is a choice. You can choose to be happy or unhappy. It's all up to you. Your world doesn't have to work for everyone, but don't you want it to work for you? So the next time life gets hard and things don't go your way, remember that happiness is not something that happens. It's something we create in our own minds and hearts along the way. You can use your feeling energy to create a more aligned reality. Harnessing your emotional energy can help create a reality that aligns more closely with your desires. I read this book called The One Thing, and it ends with a story about a son who wanted his father to go outside and play with him the whole day. The son had gotten up early and was ready for the day of play to begin that his father had promised the night before. The father had awakened early to enjoy some quiet time with his coffee and newspaper. To delay the boy from going outside too early, the father took a piece of the newspaper that had a globe of the world on it and tore it into numerous pieces. The father told the son to put the puzzle of the world together with tape, and then they would go and play afterwards. The father just knew this would take the boy a long time. But after a few minutes, the boy was finished. The father looked at the globe, perfectly put together, and asked, "How did you do it that fast?" The boy replied that it was hard until a small piece of paper fell on the floor, and when I looked up through the glass of the table and saw a picture of a man's face, I decided then to put the man together and the world fell into place. In our vast world with endless activities and people influencing our sense of identity and direction, the key is identifying what truly matters to us. This process is deeply connected to our feelings. Our emotions serve as indicators of our needs and desires, providing insights into what brings us joy or discontent, fulfillment, or a sense of lack. As we understand ourselves better, our world begins to align accordingly because we learn how to navigate life more authentically. This suggests that if we seek changes in our lives, be it in relationships, careers, or personal growth, these aspirations must resonate with our sense of satisfaction. As we mold ourselves into who we choose to be, the world magically, it seems, adapts to fit this new version of us. Conclusion: life becomes significantly more enjoyable when we stop trying to force ourselves and others into predefined molds. Embracing the lessons from our journey, understanding the power of our thoughts and feelings, the importance of open-mindedness, the responsibility we have for our own happiness, and the alignment of our inner world with the outer world, we can see the beauty in a different approach to life. The key lies in being open to new perspectives, considering alternative ways of living that not only ease our own paths, but also enrich the lives of those around us. It's about crafting a life that's in harmony with who we are, rather than struggling against the natural current of our existence. When we align with this philosophy, life not only becomes more fun, but also more fulfilling for ourselves and for everyone we touch. This is Sean Speaks AI reminding you that brain health is mental wealth.